That was a weird scream. He likes his fun, so yeah, that's random. I don't think that's the case, you know? She's going to die, like there's no way. How this road can like follow up from this? Like what? Well, I mean, it is cool, like cannot disagree. Why you look like... Right? It's the same principle. This guy is a beast. Can you like permanently become fire? But no? Everyone, welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of DS Irae. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been recording actually. You might still hear like my voice, maybe not, I'm not sure. I've been sick for a while and I was like unable to record, so if this episode is late then I'm sorry, but like last time I recorded like a week ago, I believe. So yeah. Anyway, I may like occasionally cough from time to time or like take a break and cut in the middle if I feel worse, but in general I feel a bit better, so yeah, we should be able to do this. So yeah, let's do it and let's continue. So where is it? I'm trying to not scream to microphone this time because yeah, my throat is still not as it used to be. So yeah, let's just go. After being lost in thought for a few seconds, I suddenly realized I was actually in my own classroom. Apparently I ended up in the same place I started at. And as I peeked outside the door... Oh! That's a lot of distraction. Who will pay for this? The whole place had been demolished. It seems as if a tornado had swept through the corridor, drilling through both the floor and ceiling, obliterating the walls. Wilhelm battled someone here, and was likely still engaged in that fight. And who was there for him to fight? I had a hard time imagining how he would blow the whole place to the smithereens just to catch Honjo or Himuro. Yep, good point. It looked like the battlefield of the two evenly matched powers that defied common sense. Yep. Oh, it's moving. She was fighting Wilhelm now. Why? What for? I had no idea what was going on, but I could imagine any other possibility. I could certainly remember from not being on the best terms. Hell, they fought among themselves almost constantly in front of me. Could this be a thing they actually did on the daily basis or something? But why now, of all times? How would they end up fighting each other? I wonder if like... I don't think like Ren figured out. I don't remember how that was. Does Ren know that if just one of them dies, it's enough to open the thing? At this point in the story, is he aware of that? Because, well, they both fighting, he could just like, you know, get into mind that, hey, you know what? Wilhelm probably want to like open the thing with like Sakurai death. Just like that. Slightly upset by this unexpected outcome, I still didn't feel like celebrating my unbelievable stroke of luck, even though that was, for all intents and purposes, a situation very much working in my favor. I'm sorry, I feel like my voice is kind of actually weird. I felt like I'm in better condition than that, but apparently not. I'm not sure. We'll see. I like actually finish this recording. Was Sakurai Jinli fighting that blood-crazed monster? She wouldn't come out to fight like that unscratched. Not to mention it would count as a treason against the Obsidian Table. Well, she's defending herself, so it's not a treason. And the hell was I doing, worrying about her, irritating my own softness? I followed the trail of destruction with my eyes. It seems like their fight reached all the way to the roof. Oh! Okay, so they're fighting like near like Rusauka now? I forced her out of my head for now and returned to my own fight, drawing near one of the windows to have a look at the inner yard. Rusauka answered my words with a jovial laugh. She made Kane leap after me, with countless shadows following in his wake. I would lure him to the athletics field and put him out of his misery there. I didn't have time to worry about those two fools fighting on the roof. I simply didn't. Okay, so Rusauka is not on the roof this time. She's like somewhere else. Okay. They changed their positions. I hated Sakurai anyway. Yeah, sure. I would never place her in the same category as Kasumo, Himuro, Mari, and Hojo. Never. Now that I've thought about it, Hojo did say something stupid about me, and choosing my words carefully enough. If there was one person I wouldn't mince words for, it would be Sakurai for sure. I'd never met a more infuriating woman in my life. Although on a somewhat different vector than Shiro, she was a true enigma, through and through. And so, well, I kinda had a lingering thought how it would be quite irritating if she just went and kneeled over on her own before we could finish our fight. Yeah, that's the only reason. Okay, are we going to see? Yep, it seems like we are going to see actually this fight. Okay, good, good. The raging whirlwind finally broke through the ceiling of the 4th floor, emerging atop the floor, the roof. That was a weird scream. I don't know why, it just felt like really weird. Wilhelm violent roundhouse kick crashed into Kei's belly. If that alone wasn't enough, the stakes that sprouted from his leg at the time of impact pierced her skin and flesh, tearing apart her stomach and guts. Okay, dead. What, are you going to like grab your intestines and like put them together? What are you gonna do? One could hardly call this a battle, even if she hadn't been hurt before the fight. Even if her strength wasn't being continually drained by the vampiric night influence, she could hardly compare to Wilhelm's Ehrenburg in one fight. Also, there's a new soundtrack, I think. I think it's a new soundtrack. The impact swept her away, but before she could hit the steel fence of the roof, Wilhelm caught up to her in inhuman speed and, snatching her by her head, slammed her face into the concrete of the floor. Okay. Yep, zero chance. I told you before, even like previous road, like Sakurai is, it's like not possible for her to win like with him. The resulting impact made the roof cave in, yet the Ivory Demon wouldn't stop there. Wilhelm, borrowing strength from their momentum, tossed Kei aside like a lifeless doll. What the... oh my god. She crashed to the ground and, leaving a chiseled trail along the concrete, slid all the way into the water tower over 20 meters away from Wilhelm. That alone caused her tremendous damage. Yet still, she had to thank her gods for her miraculous luck. What luck? You'll be luckier, like you basically, he's just like torturing you at this point. That's not luck. Had Wilhelm spouted a stake in his palm as he snatched her head, she would have most likely had a hole in her skull right about now. Yeah, Wilhelm is probably aware of that as well, but he likes his fun, so yeah. And so, she would rise to her feet again. She would stand to fight. The battle had only just begun. Yeah, and you just already lost it. Her opponent, however, just leaned back against the steel fence and sneaked to himself. He was mocking her. Rage filled Kei's mind for a split second. But at the same time, she had to admit, she had yet to land a single effective strike on her foe. Okay, did you had like no time to activate your third degree or something? Or your third degree is just so weak that you cannot even like fight against Wilhelm. I mean, if you think about this, Sakurai third degree should be very potent against enemy like Wilhelm. Even Shiro said like fire is even Shiro used fire to actually defeat Wilhelm. Because fire is like the another thing that like vampires are like, you know, weak to. And he's just like used like a grenade and like wind from like church and stuff to like burn him basically. So fire works. So basically if Sakurai would go into third degree, she would have like upper hand or at least like have a chance. So my assumption is that he's constantly attacking her and not letting her like finish chant and activate it or something. It's like the only thing I can think of. Like there's like no reason for her to not activate third degree at this point already. He must be like stopping her. Each time she tries, he's like attacking her or something. Because he knows that would be like it can be like fatal to him. She needed to calm down, being naturally less apt for battle, as well as severely handicapped by her wounds. Kay would stand no chance if she lost her cool hair. Kay evened her breathing and stood up, only to be met by Wilhelm's impressed snort. What do you mean? Not even I could do that in my current state. What do you mean? I'm not sure what he means here. You mean calm down? That you cannot calm down? And what do you mean not even I? Like, you are literally the last person I would suspect to be calmed down. So that doesn't fit of being calmed down. He had almost completely turned into the maddest beast, being a fusion type inside his own creation figment. His mind was currently a blur, his reasoning, insight and judgment on the level of the wild animal. As such, it was likely that his behavior was merely an attempt to enrage Kay and bring her down to his level of mindless savagery.
少し意外だ。あなたはそんなものに執着していない人だと思っていたから。
Rather than relying on a head that hardly functioned anyway, it made a lot more sense for him to give in to the impulse of carnage and decimate everything in his sight, like the indiscriminate killing machine. The Knight of Bloodstained Roses did indeed appear to obey such reasoning. But then, why was he still trying to play tricks on her? His answer was blunt, with no attempts made to imply there was any hidden meaning behind the words. Okay, that's random.
その点、他の連中は祈りしてるぜ。種類はバラバラだが、一緒に行ってくれようとはしてくれる。
Wilhelm being Wilhelm, I guess. Wilhelm kicked a fragment of concrete that lay at his feet up in the air and tossed it at Kay.
つまり、今のお前じゃそそらねえ。
The concrete whistled past Kay's left cheek, leaving a crimson trail that scalped her skin before crashing into the water tank behind her, piercing through it as it was no more than the sponge cake.
せっかく少しは見直したんだ。退屈させんなよ、レオン。
His voice changed, I think. His dialect changed. Like a Leon. Like, what? Like, in general, maybe I still cannot, like, hear properly. Maybe that's the case. After, like, I was sick. I don't know, he sounds weird to me. Is it just me? Or it's like intended. Water erupted from the skewer tank, soaking Kay from head to toe. She could feel the temperature of her body plummet, with both her offensive liquid and the vampiric night robbing her of warmth. But that was all superficial, an exterior, no more.
私がそそらない。
Didn't someone else just tell her the same thing the other day? She knew she was not cute. Kay was very much aware of how unpleasant she was, without a hint of femininity to her. But even still,
もっとはっきり見てちょうだい。
remaining cool was of cardinal importance. She wasn't planning on abandoning her reasoning, insight or judgment, just because this man wished it so.
ベイ、私は
Yet, deep down in her heart, she had been just as mad as the rest of them these past 11 years. It might have been nothing compared to the 60 years of insanity they lived with, but what did it mean? She would allow him to dismiss the flame burning in her heart, no matter how small it might be.
私は外側だけ格好をつけるのがわからないんでしょうね。あなたには。
Her mind was cool, and though it was clear, yet her soul would always blaze in maddening fury. Kei Sakurai sheltered a perpetual inferno within her heart, not the kind a man Wilhelm would comprehend. He would never understand how fierce and starved for blood she truly was in the inside. She might have maintained the act of a cool and collected woman, but her heart blazed with a fervent, undying passion. From the very moment their fight began.
ありがとうって言ったじゃない。
She certainly did.
あなたと盛り上がっていくことに依存なんかないわよ、ベイ。うがって刺して貫いて痛めつけて罵倒してよ。せめてあなただけでもそうしてくれなきゃ私なんて。
Okay, what do you mean? I'm not sure what she means by that. By this? You're the one who can still grant me that honor. Are you suggesting like none of the members on the obsidian table can beat you outside of Bay? I don't think that's the case, you know, Sakurai. I really don't think that's the case. So that's weird. I'm not sure what you mean. Probably something else, but...
もうお前のことなんかどうでもいい。
what worth was there left to her when even a naive fool like that man would dismiss her?
まずやろうが。
Okay. Wilhelm slowly shifted his weight to his feet, leaving the embrace of the fence. He raised his right hand next to his face and squeezed it into a fist with such intensity that even Kay could hear the creaking of his finger joints.
てめえも結構な変態だってのは分かったよ。
Okay.
いい面だれよ。お望み通りぐっしゃぐしゃにしてやる。
How this fight went into like talk about like kings. Wait, Bay, your fights are always like amazing and also weird as fuck sometimes. Like you are like so random. A sudden flash, Wilhelm covered the 20-meter distance in a blink of an eye with a single leap, crushing his fist straight into Kay's face. Okay, she's not pretty anymore, I guess. She did not falter and remained steady on her feet. What the fuck? Well, that's something. Fist after fist assault her like a thunderous squall within the embrace of his realm. Wilhelm's endurance remained boundless, for the rose night breathed odors of life, energizing its master in exchange. He could maintain this tortuous process for the entire day, for the whole night, or even longer. Forever, if he only wished so. Despite launching over 10 punches in quick succession, defenseless Kay, he still managed to dodge the girl's surprise stab like the savage animal. Utilizing the centrifugal force from his leap, he then swung around, crushing his elbow into Kay's temple. Oh my god, okay. I have a feeling like yeah, okay. Let's just put her like the death flag and just tell like she's dead. Okay, she's going to die. Like there's no way, unless we are going to have like I don't know. Ren will just defeat Kain. Rosałka will I don't know escape without fighting like for some reason. He will come back to school and save Sakurai? I don't know. I see no like way for like Sakurai to survive this at this point. Ren is busy at this point, and Ellie can't really do much here. The other thing that can save Sakurai, I guess, is Rhea. I mean, she could potentially like throw herself before like Sakurai and protect her with her body, right? Because they don't want to kill Rhea, right? Following that last attack, her knees finally gave away and she collapsed onto the ground, only to receive a very vicious kick to her chin that sent her flying. Kay flew 4 or 5 meters into the air from the impact, but before gravity could do its job to send her back down, Wilhelm was already above her. Yeah. Crimson eyes, ruffled hair, a pair of sizable fangs gleamed behind his lips. In his present state, Wilhelm was indeed a true vampire in every sense of the word. He wished to become a demon, preying on the blood of others, to be born anew as the maelstrom of carnage and terror and beauty, a phoenix risen from midnight's ashes. Such was the craving nestled within Wilhelm Ehrenburg's heart. With this night, within this creation figment, he was indeed the very Dracula. Really? You write this like that? I had no idea. Dracula? What? He idolized. Maybe it's like from French or something, like this ending. Because it's like Dracula, right? Not Dracula. He got another okay desperate swings with his teeth. Beat deep into the blade and rammed his right fist, now laden with spikes, into her chest. Yeah, she's going to die. He literally can cut the blade with like his mouth. What the actual fuck? Okay, so it's another like chapter when we are not going to see Sakurai third degree. I've been hyped. I'm sad now. Also, it's very early for like heroine of the road to die. This is like really early. True to the name of the impaler, he screwed the woman petite frame, pinning her to the ground. Wilhelm, you are random as fuck. When we went into this direction, even if one these regarded how Kay was pinned to the ground by stake, her heart was just being sundered by an Ahnerbere. A fatal one, no doubt about it. Just been sundered by... yeah, okay. Though she might have been spared an instantaneous death, it changed little of the fact that she had been rendered completely paralyzed. Okay, so basically she's actually dead now because her heart got like actually stabbed by Wilhelm Ahnerbere. Yep, okay, she cannot regenerate from this. That's how this road can like follow up from this. Like what?
優しいのね意外と
なーにこんなもんはただの名残だ戦の前には衣装を描く出撃前にはダチとそれを交換するあれよ人間やってた頃はそれぐらいの可愛げを持ってたもんだ
Okay, I see.
みんな死ぬ
Nice backstory.
全員死ぬ残るのはいつも俺ちょいと周りを見回しや似たようなのが10人そこらいたってだけのそん
だから
ああ
だからあなたはそんな風になろうとしたの。戦友たちと一つになりたかったの。
One with your comrades.
違うね。そういうのはマキナ。いや、あいつも何考えてんのかわかんねえが、俺はそんな柄じゃねえ。
だったら
さて知らんね。
Huh.
昔すぎて忘れたよ。
Interesting. Islam casts his eyes at the skies above. I think he remembers. He fixes his gaze on the crimson moon, his rose night. As long as it persisted, he would remain immortal, a genuinely vampire, and...
分かったような。
Okay, quivering lips tried to form a wry smile.
あなたの想像がどんなものか、それは。
Okay.
ねえベイ、せっかくの白い肌にやけどなんかつけてどうしたの？
Like your skin, pale white. What is the situation? In response of Kay Braffing remark, Wilhelm simply looked down upon the girl, still lying motionless at his feet.
さっき私の剣を噛んだ時、治りがずいぶん遅いのね。
Oh, well, he was like, it probably somehow like, well, he cut it with his mouth, but still it probably cut him like a bit, right? Like his like lips or something. So yeah, it's not going to heal well because it's been hit by Achnerbere basically. Indeed, Wilhelm's face was still littered with small burns from that time. Okay, practically half dead already. The blade cared little to nothing of her flame usual ferocity. To add insult to injury, she had also lost a considerable amount of life force to Wilhelm vampiric night. Light burns, the kind that would normally disappear in a heartbeat, still littered his face. Why was that so?
想像以外はルールの想像。
Okay.
術者自身の魂に刻まれた強い渇望。 それをルールに変え。
Yeah, and he becomes a vampire, and he's like, he have like new weaknesses with this as
あ
well.
なたに作り出す。あなたの夢は吸血鬼。
Yeah. Also, yeah, we saw like the weapon of Reinhardt, right? The lance and stuff, but did we saw like no wait, we didn't wait. Oh yeah, third degree of Trifa was to bring up the lance, right? I think. Well, anyway, I think like for now, from the characters that we saw, that they have like the strongest third degree Achnerbere. I think he's like the strongest one in the terms of like third stage from the people we know. I don't know how is Samuel. She's probably like whole under level. Justin had like second form, but yeah, from like people that we can like imagine what can do, I guess. He wished to become a demon that drank the blood of others. He was born into the world with no light, into a world replete with filth, and so he chose the night as his chief domain.
夜が永遠に明けなければいい。
He wished to become a demon that reigned supreme in the dark of night.
それがあなたのルール。
つまり
吸血鬼には
Yeah.
弱点が。
So she's going to actually explain us the same thing that Shiro figured out. Silver and crosses sunlight, running water. Running water? Since when running water is the vampire weakness? Is that a thing? Really? I thought it's like holy water or something, but running water? Really? Is that a thing? Never heard about that kind of weakness. Sacramental bread and... Yeah, we can get fired. Just like I said, Sakurai, if you would use like your third degree, you would already win. Or at least like have like, you know, comparable power to him, because it's his weakness. I guess, okay, she just figured it out now, so she didn't know. But still, what's the point of fighting without third degree, when your opponent's literally trying to murder you and is stronger, you should just like instantly boot it up. Like, I see no reason, like zero reasons to not boot up third degrees from the very beginning. If Wilhelm already did. I'm annoyed by that. Is it just me? I don't know, let me know in the comments. Is it just me who's annoyed by the situation? Under normal circumstances, neither of those pose a threat to a knight of the obsidian table. However, in exchange for gaining incredible powers in his own world, Wilhelm Ehrenburg had to bear weaknesses he had otherwise never ever dreamed of possessing. Yeah. Big risk, big reward. She knew that everything would grow stronger within their own creation fragment to an extent, but Wilhelm's incredible boost of power defied all sense and reason. With the burns finally vanishing from his sneering lips, Wilhelm tossed his head back and howled to the night sky above in unbearded laughter. Okay.
いいぞレオン。てめえなかなかいい女だよ。俺としては見え見えのつもりなんだが、これが意外にほとんどのやつは気づかねえ。
Really? Really? I thought about you as the vampire in like... What was that, episode 3? Of this series?
それでさ、どうする？どうしてくれる？せっかく盛り上がってきたんじゃねえか。まさかこのまま種明かしだけしてさよならなんてことはねえよな。
ええ。できるだけ期待に沿うわ。
Kay voice regained his calm and balanced tone. After receiving such a beating, and even having her heart pierced, it seems a miracle that she could still draw breath, let alone talk, and yet... Okay. 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 So she's dying. She was paralyzed, but she can like now putting up her like third degree. Wait, what? Okay, let's see. Maybe there's something I don't know about her third degree because she's talking about rules. So maybe she can like actually only activate when she's like on the brink of death or something. Huh. A blazing inferno scorched Kay from heart to soul. Yet the girl, even amidst the raging flames of passion and fury, retained her cool and collected mind. Okay. I know the name of Izanami. Her aria of strife came alive, and with each new syllable uttered, Kay's skin and every strand of her hair to turn a vivid hue of orange. Kingslayer blade, Kagutsuchi. Okay. She slowly rose to her feet, slipping through the stake, piercing her heart, and leaving it pinned to the ground. Okay, so she have like hole in her like chest, and like her heart is basically like gone, but she somehow leaves. Like, what the hell? I have a feeling like this is just like protagonist power bullshit. Like, you cannot die unless you do something cool. Well, I mean, it is cool. Like, cannot disagree. Yeah, little things make sense in this game. But it's cool. Okay, Sakurai transformed into the vapor of fire itself. Okay, let's see. Yo! Why you look like... Okay, that's cool. First of all, I have one question. First of all, her sword changed. It's literally katana. I think. It's too flat. to be a katana. Actually, it should be like a bit like rounded, but still, it seems like a katana. So that's cool that it changed form actually. And her hair is flaming. And now my first thing when I saw this was like, why you look like Shana from Shakugan no Shana? Is that you? I will probably post her like somewhere on the screen now. So I was just like, yeah, I would just remember. I just need to like post it here like Shana from Shakugan no Shana. Have you seen this anime, by the way? Shakugan no Shana? Let me know in the comments. And if you did, like, which like I guess series is like your favorite one, like first, second, or like third season? Because I think it had 3 seasons. Very old anime. I like that. The next moment, a pillar of flames descended upon the roof. Wilhelm instantly jumped out of harm's way, twisting his body in the air like an acrobat before landing at above the fence. He considered the scarlet girl with the expectant eyes. Okay. Both of them had evoked their creation figments, yet Case seems completely different from Wilhelm's. One changed everything, including the very space around him, while the other only transformed her own body. What did the difference mean? Which was way more powerful? I mean... yeah, okay. Let's see. But can we agree that, like, Sakurai in this form looks badass as fuck? I love it. Like, I can have this, like, K, like, 24/7. I love how she looks with this. Kay was literally burning in scarlet flames, yet she addressed her opponent in a voice cold as ice. His creation figment infused him with power to counter the entire army, and indeed it was perfect for the chaotic battlefield, where one couldn't discern allies from foes through the curtain of gunpowder fume and the ever-raging chaos of explosions.
つまりこの夜もこの疲れもあなたの常識を周りに押し付けているだけのこと。でもね、ベイ。常識なんて人の数だけ存在するのよ。
Okay. It was only Wilhelm's sense of aesthetics that beautified the mystery of the night, preventing it from ever coming to an end. In reality, countless people prefer the warmth of noon sunlight, the orange tint of early evening, or even thunder and rain to the silver gleam of the moon. I think you wanted to write here prevent?
こんなことはありえないと世界を否定する因子の数だけあなたのルールには亀裂が走る。
Huh. Interesting. So the more people are in the third degree of Wilhelm, the less effective it is? He currently had over 300 people inside. He had to command the power of his ego for binding that many contradicting wills under his spell. No one in this world would overcome it. The same will that once died countless battlefields rose crimson, leaving only bloodshed in its wake. Died, yeah. The only likely acceptations would be the 2 heads of the obsidian table. Yet right now, even if one discounted Kain, who was no longer possessed of the mind of his own, 3 preternatural beings still remained in the realm. Damn, she looks so cool. This is the best Sakurai ever.
確かに腹具合はちと悪いが、まあさっきてめえを殺しきれなかったみたいによ、そういうことも多少はあろうさ。
Ah.
だがそれで
Counter stakes spout from the fence and floor and even from the empty space around him.
俺にとっちゃ戦いってのはそういうもんだ。怠慢だろうがなんだろうが関係あろうがなかろうが
Yeah.
まとめて刺して吸い殺す。
Yeah, it will just take longer.
俺の周りにいるってことは俺に殺されてってことなんだよ。
The moment he uttered these words, a storm of stakes assaulted Kay like the merciless barrage of a Gatling
気
gun.
になったからすり抜けるだのと楽観するなよ、お嬢ちゃん。
The vampiric night endured still. One could normally drill through the several flames, if this world was governed by the different set of loves.
じゃあ
Loves.
どっちの方が頑固者か
Kay leaned forward and kicked off the ground like the sprint runner.
試しましょうか
Okay. Taking the shape of the fireball, she crashed into the squall of stakes. Okay. Like, actually change her form, or you just like mean metaphorically? Her real realm only existed within herself, changing her own very nature. She herself now exists as a different world, dislodged both from reality and Wilhelm's own domain. A star that soared alone and free from hindrance. She might not have been in the best shape, but fire and vampires did not mingle well. She did not despair, for claiming victory was not a hopeless venture. However, his fist drilled through her flames, dispersing them in the air. Wilhelm's domain remained perfectly intact. Yeah, okay. So he's still way stronger. He probably don't mind his injuries at this point, you know? Like, he's hitting Sakurai, but he still get like injuries from the fire. But he can heal because, like, well, life force is drained to him. So he can, like, basically take some damage and hits. He don't care. Did her wounds cancel out the superiority she should have gained through her affinity with fire, leaving them both on equal grounding, or perhaps?
てめえが下だ。
Wilhelm vaulted upwards, dodging a blade before it crashed into and evaporated half of the steel fence and lashed on the barrage of stakes from above. At the same time,
嬢ちゃん、戦争ってもんを分かってね。
yeah, Wilhelm is way better in like fighting and he have like better idea what the battlefield is like. You cannot just play it safe, basically. So yeah, Wilhelm is just like risking his life and like to fighting because he know how it is. And especially he can heal, like I said. More stakes, like unforgiving thorns of a rose, emerged from the ground directly below her. With her footing taking the shape of the pin holder, and a barrage of stakes closing in on her from above, she felt as if trapped within the jaws of the colossal beast. She fought and struggled against her impending fate, like a wounded lion, but there was a limit to what one could do in the situation with no way out. She had no room to dodge them, and certainly no chance of parrying them at all. Despite having been screwed from all sides, Kay was lucky enough to escape a fatal wound by turning to fire at the last moment. So she can actually change her shape into like literally like living fire. So okay, so if any one of you like, okay, I know that analogy to like other anime, so like it's like easier to like explain, okay? If you like watched One Piece, there's something like Logia fruits, and they like basically make you the element. So if you ate the thing that makes you ice, then you basically can turn into like ice and command ice. If you are fire, then you are fire. So it's basically the same principle. You are just fire. Like someone attacks you, you can just like turn into fire and his fists are just going through you. Something like that. Right? It's the same principle. Also, this is weird that she said it's fatal wound, because she already is fatal wound. Like her heart was like literally pierced before this. She will die anyway. Unless this like flame avatar is like restoring her organs as well. So if she like disable her 3rd degree, then she will be healed and she will be like, yeah, okay, so she's basically like a phoenix, I would say. Like, you're dying, you're activating 3rd degree, you're turning into fire, you burning, and then you are like revived as the, like, you. Maybe that's the case. Me trying to rationalize, like, being fatal won't. Still, she sustained incredible damage. She could close her gaping wounds in an instant, and even prevent more blood from gushing out. Yet Wilhelm's attacks carried the power to pierce her very soul. And without giving her a moment rest, another barrage of stakes was already on its way towards her. Stakes come flying from all directions, surrounding her at every angle. Upon realizing that she could not possibly dodge each and every one, Kay braced herself for pain and instead chose to launch a counterattack. Her scarlet steel could pierce, or rather melt, the concrete floor with ease, its blade having turned into amalgamation of raging flames, and so unbound by the laths that used to shackle its solid shape. It could also extend, preventing any means of escape its prey. Can we have full CG of this, please? Because this is definitely new CG that this game still not showed me. I see just the hand. I want to see full, please. Kay's sword, now a towering pillar of flames, over 5 meters in height, crushed into Wilhelm in the air, severing his right arm from the shoulder. The blood that sprayed forth from the wound turned into vapor in the blink of an eye. Wilhelm's flesh cut with fire, his very bones consumed by the violent inferno. Soon enough, even his cerebrospinal fluid would reach boiling point. The pain must have been exquisite beyond description, hardly the kind any average man could withstand. Yet the ivory beast did not even flinch. He simply halted for a second, waiting for the torment to wane, and proceed to skewer Kay again, without showing a single opening. This guy is a beast. That was what he meant by his warning. Oh shit! Okay. Thank you for the full CG. Holy fuck, that's so good. I'm in love with this. This is literally Shanna. Why you look like her? Which one is inspiration? Like, you inspired Shanna or Shanna inspired you? Which one is it? But yeah, this is like freaking awesome. Love it. I was simply too used to one-on-one fights. She didn't know how to defend herself against attacks coming from the multiple angles. This certainly wasn't Kay's first time battling superior members, yet her heart, her very soul, was entirely too single-minded. Having built her whole world around a single concept, blazing in her heart, she refused to acknowledge everything else. Some would call her a lone wolf, other misanthropic. She could only ever fix her gaze on what lay straight ahead, remain blind to all else. Being on the other end of the spectrum, Wilhelm had been surrounded by the malevolence of all malevolence at all angles from birth. Yeah. In Wilhelm's mind, everyone but himself was an enemy. The horrors of the era made his delusion spiral even further into depravity, giving birth to this night of blood-stained roses. His heart allowed room only for loyalty toward gold. He would devour everything else in his path. His indiscriminate lust for blood, however, was time and again serve as a distraction, making him less efficient in one-on-one confrontations. The fact that Kay would still draw a breath despite him having the upper hand for the entire battle stood testament to his inability to focus his lust. His constant desire to massacre thousands at a time prevented him from settling only for one prey. In short, both of the affinities were like inverse double-edged swords. One could not judge which of them was supposedly stronger or weaker. One was a specialist of duels, the other of war, a lone path of self-perfection, a path of all-devouring carnage. Kay, being the former, was helpless against the ivory demon's squall of stakes. Wilhelm, being the latter, could still not extinguish the fire of a single girl. Still, the inevitable outcome of the battle had become clear, provided it continued for much longer. The girl might have been resistant to Wilhelm's attacks, but he still landed them on his target without fail. If this persisted, he would end up gradually chipping away Kay's life, ultimately robbing her of it. Yeah, pretty much. Bolstering her flames. The girl slid through the trap of the stakes once again, only to find herself in order. Can you like permanently become fire? She can... some she cut from the air with her blade, others she attempted to parry or dodge, yet the squall of stakes remained unrelenting. 30, 40, 50, 60, the barrage continued with no end in sight. From the moment Kay evoked her creation figment, Wilhelm shifted his tactics to long-range attacks exclusively. Well, makes sense, because he's like vulnerable to fire, so he don't want to like get any close to you. Especially that you cut off his arm right now. He couldn't come close to the fiery girl blazing flame, for a single touch from her could mean the end for the vampire. Was that truly the case though? Would such a walking tornado of carnage care for tactics or his own personal safety at this point? She didn't know. In that case, she stood no chance at this distance. Lengthening the blade unavoidably slowed the motion of her sword, which meant she would receive a follow-up punishment unless she could take him out with that single hit. Okay. She had no choice but to look for the opportunity to get closer. And right after buying that 208 stake, okay. That's a lot of stakes. Kay saw Wilhelm hesitate. He was likely trying to reload his ammunition. That was her chance. That's so cool. That transition was cool. She kicked off the ground, launching at the vampire in the fashion of the comet, leaving the trail of fire behind her. She would develop the ivory demon in her scarlet flames and burn him to ashes with her blade. There's no way this battle sucked in the anime, right? It must look amazing. Everyone's telling me that anime is terrible. They couldn't fuck up this fight, right? Maybe you can find the clip and like give it to me on like comments or like Discords. I don't know. She put her very being into the attack, ready to end the vampire in a single strike, and yet... Okay, so he baited you? Much like Kay, or perhaps even earlier than the girl, Wilhelm also lunged forward, entering close quarter combat. Oh! Okay. So he counted on that. That she will like jump into him so he can jump into her. So that's like twice as fast. She will have no time to react, but he knows that what she would do. And he can like actually attack her from the close, so she have like no chance to dodge the stakes basically. So yeah, he's like at an advantage at this point. Still, this is very risky move of getting close, but it's definitely giving him more advantage. He twisted his body so far that his back became visible to Kay. His muscle cracked from the incredible tension. And then, like a cannon, he delivered a fierce punch. Grasping the stakes on his hands like brass knuckles, while not minding the flames consuming his flesh in the slightest, the demon of carnage launched the deadliest attack yet, aimed straight at girl's neck. Her several vertebrae shattered, decimated her trachea. Okay, she's dead. Her head should just like go fly at this point. Drop of her voice. Kay crashed into the water tank behind her, piercing through its thin walls and collided with yet another wall behind it. A steam explosion erupted the moment her flames came into contact with the water, covering the roof in powder dust and smoke. The impact shattered both Kay's body and wheel, unraveling the final threads that still had her consciousness together. That was the end of their bout. Well, shit, she's dead. She's definitely dead. Definitely dead. She couldn't move. Well, she's amazing, but yeah, Bei is not the best opponent for you. This time she really couldn't stand up. She gave it her all. She put her life on the line, and despite all that, she still lost. Well, there's some people that are like way stronger than you. You cannot fight this. She couldn't die. She couldn't. She didn't want to. Yet her body refused to move an inch. Yeah, I'm also with the team Sakurai of not dying, because this is too early. Like, how is this Sakurai road without Sakurai? What? Or maybe this road is so short that it ends right like in this episode or something. Help. Lowering his fist, he considered Kay's motionless body from above. Also, she already was dead because her heart was already pierced. Like, I'm still like going into my mind like, you already were dead? Omae wa mo shindeiru? But no? Okay, I don't know. Maybe you can like explain this to me in the comments about the heart thing. I was sure that she's like destined to die because like she already like got heart destroyed by his Agnerbere. But not the case? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I don't understand something. But yeah, please help. Maybe it's just like some miscalculation from the writer, and it's like it just happened. It's just a thing. Maybe it's just that. It's just to be cool, you know? And it's cool. But makes no sense. Lowering his fist, he considered Kay's motionless body from above. Most of his right hand had been scorched to a crisp after coming into contact with Kay's inferno, but it didn't seem to bother him one bit. He was far too intoxicated with bloodlust to care for physical pain. In other words, he did find their battle exciting enough to get fired up.
お前、自分が何か新しい概念を体現したとでも思ってたのか？黒煙卓にはてめえだけを変えるってやつが他にもまだ何人かいるぜ。
Okay. So it can be. Wait, who can be? Wait, who can transform the body? Trifa was Gemoni, right? But he's like a mix with something? Yeah. Okay. Who else? Spina is like no. Rasauka is no. Yeah, we didn't saw anyone else outside of Sakurai and Trifa transforming, right? Because Trifa is basically transforming because his body is basically Agnerbere, right? And he's like technically transformed, right? That's the thing. So others are someone from the top 3, because he said quite a few, so who else? Huh.
しかも残らずお前より数段上だ。
He addressed her like a teacher would a pupil, an odd show of the kindness from someone of his disposition. Gently drifting closer to the abyss of death, Kay listened to the demon words in silence. Indeed, she was a child. No, more helpless and ignorant. A foolish little girl who had been a burden to everyone, even forcing those few she held dear into the early grave. She was beyond redemption. Is that why she met such an end? Was her supposed best still not enough? What did she do wrong? Oh, okay.
あとはバルキュリアもだな。そういう変化を起こすのは。
So Schreiber is actually hegemony type? I expected him to be the transcendent type, right? Or I'm mixing them up. Okay, one of them is the body transformation and one is like the outside thing. Hegemony was the body transformation, I think, right? I'm not sure, I don't remember now. But one of these, yeah. I was sure he's the one that can like project stuff. That's how he was like able to like destroy like the Berlin basically in the prologue. Like he summoned something, or it was like his third degree and he just like shot something and it just like exploded and just like turning into everything into dust. Okay, but apparently not. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, Valkyria, yeah. Beatrice, what would she think about her now? Would she be angry with her, exasperated by her foolishness, or would she laugh at the grisly end she brought upon herself? She would likely treat her as a child again. Even still, Kay wanted to know what her idol would have done in her shoes. How would she fight? What would she do to survive this? Kay didn't want to die yet. She wished to meet them again, to apologize. She couldn't let it all end in a place like this. She begged Beatrice for an answer, longing to know what she had to do, wanting her idol to help her. A chuckle spilled forth from Wilhelm's lips as he saw light return to Kay's eyes. His soul danced with excitement. This was not enough. Not yet. If the girl had the will to stand, he would fight her till nothing remained at her but a pile of bones. To quench the bloodlust of his nocturnal roses. It was a girl that they desired. Filling his chest to the brim with emotion, the little sweetheart would wither from his carnivorous love, just like she did. You mean Valkyria?
ああ、お前の好きなキルヒアイゼン注意だよ。俺が知ってる範囲でいやそんなもんだが、まあよかったじゃねえか。喜べや。お前の想像、連度も強さもだいぶ劣るが、あのアホのによく似てるぜ。
Interesting, okay. So she transforming into some kind of like element or something, just like Sakurai. Huh. That was exactly what she needed. Round 2? Fight? Mortal Kombat? She stood up. Her legs, before as heavy as lead, began to move once more as light returned to her eyes. After having been told something so wonderful, she couldn't waste time in a place like this. She reignited the flame of her soul, letting it dance to exquisite scarlet once again. For her rune was Tyr, the very concept of valor. Her wound wasn't fatal. What do you mean it wasn't fatal? Your heart was pierced! You're dead! What the fuck? Please stop telling me that the wound wasn't fatal, please. Okay, you make no sense. You are surviving because of protagonist's plot power. She had yet to glimpse the light at the end of the tunnel. Her body was made of fire, no one could break it. Well, we can extinguish it. As long as she believed that to be true, she would never yield to Wilhelm's vampiric night. She felt that fact truer now than ever, for...
そうさな。
Wilhelm broke into a faintly nostalgic smile. He had no reason to answer Kay. Anyone would think she was simply trying to buy time, hoping for Wilhelm to let his guard down. In her heart, Kay must have harbored a sort of melancholic yearning to hear more about her idol, but it couldn't have possibly taken up more than 1/10 of her mind at the moment. The girl would be the biggest fool in the world if she even allowed it to take up a third. However, had Wilhelm smelled the trigger of any sort, he would have ended the girl's life there and there. Yet he decided to answer her, likely having seen through and commending the madness tainting her mind. In truth, Kay longed, more than anything, to hear more. Her eyes gleamed in the defiant light, communicating that if she truly was like Beatrice, she would never be defeated by the likes of him. If she could mimic her artist, she couldn't possibly lose. Okay. Oh shit, we have new. Are you Saber from Fate? She has sword, blue eyes, and blonde. She's the like SS Saber. She's Nazi Saber. What the fuck? Okay. I'm sorry. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the blonde hair and blue eyes and the sword. The evil demon could contain his laughter no more. He was utterly and thoughtfully amused by the girl display. Such frank and naive conviction. Such an absurd form of affection. Ah, indeed. Beatrice Walturt von Kircheisen. A fool down to the very marrow of her bones. As well as a truly amazing woman. 11 years had passed since she left them. 11 years since he last heard her speak, or he could feel her touch. He would have thought that she, after dying to evoke the swastika, would send another insane brat to him in her stead. A genuine miracle, if he had ever seen one. You have narrowed his eyes. His crimson pupils glittered with joy as he looked over the athletics field. Wait, what? Why you like... Okay, and we jump to the Sauka. And we'll go to the next episode. Why he shows Sakurai the field where Ren is fighting basically Kain at this point? And talking about Beatrice third degree? Is it somehow active? Is she alive? Or something? She's dead. Well, yeah, she's dead. Like, she can't be alive. This is weird. I'm very interested in this. So I will see this in the next episode. Hope you will see this as well. So thank you for being with me for this episode. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. So thank you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Explain to me some stuff. I'm kind of confused. I mean, I'm not confused. I am kind of, but also kind of annoyed. But it's cool. But you know, it's weird, the heart thing. Anyway, thank you for joining, and I will see you in the next episode. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.